Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's critical to understanding South Asian geopolitics: India versus Pakistan military capabilities in 2025. Buckle up, because we're breaking down every major aspect of this imbalanced military equation: ground forces, air power, naval strength, nuclear arsenals, and even emerging tech like drones and cyber warfare. By the end, you'll see why India holds a massive edge and what it means for the region. Let's get started. India and Pakistan are neighbors, but their military power couldn't be more different in 2025. India's armed forces are not just bigger, they're better equipped and backed by a much larger budget. India has about 1.45 million active military personnel compared to Pakistan's 654,000. And the money? India's defense budget is nearly $80 billion, while Pakistan's is around $10 billion. That's a 6 to 8 times difference. This cash flow lets India modernize fast, bringing in cutting-edge gear like Rafale jets, Arjun tanks, S-400 air defenses, Tejas fighters, and new warships. Meanwhile, Pakistan's struggling to maintain its older arsenal, leaning heavily on China for help amid economic challenges. Across every branch, Army, Air Force, Navy, nuclear forces, drones, and cyber, India's got a clear and growing advantage. In a conventional war, India could, frankly, bulldoze Pakistan, though nuclear weapons keep both sides cautious. Let's break it down branch by branch. First up, the Army. India's ground forces are massive and modern. We field over 4,200 main battle tanks compared to Pakistan's 2,600 to 3,700. India's got more artillery and armored vehicles too, a 3-to-1 edge in armored vehicles overall. India's tank fleet includes over 1,000 T-90 Bhishma tanks, upgraded T-72s, and home-built Arjun Mk1A tanks, all with modern fire control, thermal sights, and reactive armor. Pakistan's tanks, mostly older designs, like over Bandhu 100 Type 59s from the 1960s, upgraded as Al-Zarar, and 1980s era Type 69 and Type 85s. They've got about 350 Al-Khalid tanks and some new Chinese VT-4s, but these are a small fraction of their fleet. India's tanks have better tech, like night fighting systems, which many Pakistani units lack. Artillery is where India really shines. We have got nearly 10,000 pieces, including howitzers and rocket launchers, compared to Pakistan's 4,500. India's modernizing with 155 Nimitz M777 howitzers, indigenous Danush guns, South Korean K9 Vajra self-propelled howitzers, and rocket systems like Pinaka and Russian Smerch for deep strikes. Pakistan's artillery is smaller, mostly towed, with some new Chinese SH-15 howitzers and old American M109s. India's got double the artillery and more long-range rockets, meaning we could unleash overwhelming firepower in a land war. Add in systems like the BrahMos missile for deep strikes, and India's got a serious edge. India also dominates in specialized units. Our mountain infantry is unmatched, with divisions trained for high-altitude warfare, perfected on places like Siachen Glacier. Pakistan has some mountain units, like the Northern Light Infantry, but they're nowhere near India's scale. India's special forces, Para-SF, Marcos, Garud, and Ghatak platoons are larger, more experienced, and battle-hardened from counterinsurgency to cross-border raids. Pakistan's Special Services Group is professional, but smaller and less experienced. Bottom line, India's got more soldiers, better armor, superior firepower, and elite units ready for any terrain. In a ground war, we have a decisive advantage. Now, let's take to the skies. India's Air Force is leagues ahead of Pakistan's in both numbers and tech. The IAF operates over 2,200 aircraft, including 500-plus fighter jets, while Pakistan's got about 1,400 aircraft with 350 fighters. India has 31 fighter squadrons. Pakistan has around 20. But it's the quality that really sets them apart. India's backbone is the Sukhoi Su-30 Mki, a 4.5 generation multi-role jet with over 260 in service. We've also got 36 French Dassault Rafale jets, armed with Meteor missiles that can hit targets 150 kilometers away. Add in upgraded MiG-29s, Mirage 2000s, Jaguar strike aircraft, and the indigenous Tejas Mk1, and India's got a diverse, high-end fleet. Pakistan. Their best jets are 75 aging F-16s, some from the 1980s, 25 new J-10Cs from China, and about 100 JF-17 Thunders, which are lighter and less advanced than India's jets. They still use old Mirage 3s and Vias from the 60s and 70s. India's got more 4+ generation fighters, giving us air superiority. India's weapons and support systems are better too. Our fighters use advanced missiles like Meteor and Astra, outranging Pakistan's AMRAAMs and PL-12s. India's got AWACS aircraft like Falcon and Netra, plus mid-air refueling tankers for extended missions. Pakistan has some AWACS, 7 total, but their surveillance and electronic warfare lag behind. Pakistan's F-16s are in trouble too. Sanctions, maintenance issues, and a $682,000 unpaid bill to the US have grounded some jets. In 2019, an Indian MiG-21 even shot down a Pakistani F-16, showing they're not untouchable. Then there's air defense. India's deploying the Russian S-400 system with missiles that can hit targets up to 400 kilometers away. It could detect and destroy Pakistani jets right after takeoff, maybe even neutralize their nuclear delivery. Pakistan's Chinese HQ-9 SAMs only reach 100 kilometers. In an air war, India's modern jets and S-400s would dominate, while Pakistan would struggle to even contest Indian airspace. At sea, India's navy is a blue water powerhouse, while Pakistan's is stuck near the coast. India has 295 warships. Pakistan has 121. India's got 2 aircraft carriers, INS Vikramaditya and the new INS Vikrant, carrying MiG-29K fighters for power projection. Pakistan has 0 carriers, limiting them to coastal ops. India's got 10 to 13 modern destroyers, 14+ frigates, and 18 submarines, including a nuclear ballistic missile sub, INS Arihant, for second strike capability. Pakistan has no destroyers, 9 older frigates, and 8 diesel-electric subs, with new Chinese subs coming later. India's fleet, corvettes, patrol vessels, amphibious ships, can operate from the Persian Gulf to the Malacca Strait. Pakistan's smaller, older fleet focuses on defense, with no amphibious capability. In a conflict, India could blockade Pakistan's ports, like Karachi, quickly. Pakistan's subs are their best asset, but India's anti-submarine tech and sheer numbers would hunt them down. India's carriers, P-8I patrol planes, and destroyers give us sea control. Pakistan can't match this. They're built for hit and run, not sustained combat. India rules the Indian Ocean. Both nations have nukes, but India's arsenal is more advanced. In 2024, India had 172 warheads, just ahead of Pakistan's 170. India's got a full nuclear triad: land, air, and sea delivery. They've got short-range Prithvi and Agni missiles, long-range Agni Vs that can hit China, and the INS Arihant sub with K-15 missiles. Our jets, like Mirage 2000s, can drop nukes, and they might have nuclear cruise missiles. India's no-first-use policy means they'd retaliate massively. Pakistan focuses on countering India's conventional edge, refusing no first use and threatening tactical nukes, like the 60-kilometer Hati F-9 Nazar, to stop Indian tanks. They've got medium-range Shaheen missiles, Babur cruise missiles, and air-launched Ra'ad missiles. They're testing a sub-launched Babur 3, but it's not fully ready, so their nukes rely on land and air. India's missiles have longer range and heavier payloads, and their S-400s and missile defenses could blunt Pakistan's attack. Pakistan's tactical nukes aim to deter India's cold start rapid invasion plan, creating a stability-instability paradox, where nukes deter all-out war but allow low-intensity conflicts. India's secure second strike and restrained doctrine give them confidence, while Pakistan leans on nukes as an equalizer. Both keep modernizing, but India is also eyeing China with ICBMs, showing they're not just focused on Pakistan. In drones, India's catching up fast. They've got Israeli Heron and searcher UAVs, about 50 total, and just approved 31 MQ-9B Predators from the US, with 27-plus-hour endurance and precision strikes. They're also building indigenous drones like Rustam and Ghatak. Pakistan's got 150-200 drones, including Chinese CH-4s, Ringling 2s, and Turkish TB2s and Akinci UCAVs. These give Pakistan surveillance and strike options, but India's air defenses could down them. India's MQ-9Bs and future drones will outclass Pakistan's, tilting the balance. In cyber, India's way ahead. Our huge IT industry, think Infosys, TCS, and 100,000-plus cybersecurity pros, fuel a strong cyber program. They've got offensive tools, espionage capabilities, and robust defenses via CERT-IN and other agencies. Pakistan's cyber setup is new, with a basic CERT and weak private tech sector. They've tried hacking India, but their skills lag, and their own networks are vulnerable. India's cyber edge could disrupt Pakistan's command and control in a conflict. So, where does this leave us? In 2025, India's military gap over Pakistan is massive and growing. India's got double the manpower, triple the tanks, superior artillery, advanced jets, a blue water navy, and a robust nuclear triad. Recent additions, Rafale's S-400s, INS Vikrant, Tejas, tilt the scales further. Pakistan's trying with Chinese J-10Cs, Turkish drones, and F-16s, but their gear's aging, and sanctions hurt. In a conventional war, India's army could smash through. Their air force would dominate, and their navy would blockade Pakistan. Pakistan's nukes and guerrilla tactics are their main defense, but short of nuclear war, they'd be outclassed. The 2019 Balakot strike showed India can hit and Pakistan struggles to respond. India's military supremacy cements them as South Asia's dominant power. Pakistan's fighting to keep up, but their economy and outdated gear hold them back. As one analysis put it, India's got the edge in manpower, budget, and every conventional domain, while Pakistan's constrained. If push came to shove, India could deliver a knockout blow, though nukes keep things tense. That's the fragile balance in the region.